When I first decided to come to Marquette, diversity was not an issue for me. I'd come from a very diverse high school, so I had already experienced what I thought was diversity. But as my freshman year continued on, I found that something was missing from this campus. So when I was given the opportunity to make a video about diversity, I couldn't refuse. What is not to love about this campus, or Marquette in general? We are in the great city of Milwaukee, right off the lake, with excellent academics, successful athletics, and a beautiful campus. I'm sure all of you have made a ton of friends and have found your own right here at Marquette. But are we diverse? Is Marquette diverse? That is exactly what I'm trying to find out. I asked my buddy Mike, who I'm living with next year, what he thinks about diversity at Marquette.
I mean, yes and no in some ways. I mean, it's diverse because you got like, I don't want to say programs, but you got like the Center for Foreign Students, and it welcomes in different cultures, but at the same time, statistically, it doesn't look diverse on paper at all. So a lot of the problem, from what I see, is most different cultures, backgrounds a lot of them can't afford Marquette. So in that aspect, you can't tell that's university to lower tuition just because it wants to get more diverse. I mean, they're taking the right steps, like they're welcoming in foreign students left and right. They have a lot of clubs, programs, opportunities for students who come in from different cultures. So I mean, they're doing the right thing. It's just something that's not always in their control.
This past weekend, the club tennis team and I traveled to North Carolina for nationals. So I thought I'd ask a few of them what they think about diversity at Marquette as well.
I think that Marquette is more diverse than some schools that are like, I don't know, maybe Notre Dame, for instance. We have like different cultures. Being in the city, it's more like conducive to having, I don't know, you get people from all different backgrounds. I know my roommate last year, she was Mexican, and like I learned a lot about her culture by living with her, and I experienced diversity that way.
Okay, so Kelly's a little awkward in front of the camera, but let's see what Lauren has to say.
I would say Marquette has some diversity, but the integration of the diversity itself is very poor. People, it seems, tend to, for the most part, hang out with people of similar backgrounds. People are friends with those other people, but you don't find them hanging out. Like when people go out on the weekends, it seems to be pretty monocultural.
Interesting. Mike thinks Marquette is diverse, but not really diverse. Kelly thinks it's sort of diverse, and Lauren thinks it sort of isn't diverse. What does the student government have to say about diversity at Marquette?
It's a community where there is open discussions about different religions. There are different festivals, not that there already are not, but different cultural appreciation festivals. And that the university and the students in general are not afraid to talk about students coming from underrepresented minorities. That we don't have a basketball team that is held up on a pedestal. And by that, they kind of become almost a face of sometimes the diversity at Marquette. And I think they kind of have that angel and demon complex where either they become someone that you love, and that's all you associate with Marquette, or they become someone that you don't associate well with. So it can play kind of a negative effect. But more diverse for Marquette, what that looks like is more diverse faculty that come from different backgrounds, obviously different cultural backgrounds, that are more given more free reign and more consideration in terms of opportunities for both teaching, leadership, and different organizations on campus.
So, Drew thinks that the student body of Marquette is okay with talking about topics such as underrepresented minorities and multicultural aspects. but he also thinks that the basketball team at Marquette gives off a sense of false diversity to the public. Whether that is true or not, I'm not sure. I do agree with Drew when he says that we are not afraid to talk about the aforementioned topics. But given what has been said in the video so far, let's see if Marquette makes their diversity statistics easily accessible. Okay, so I'm on Marquette's website, and let's see what we can find out about what Marquette has to say about diversity. So, how about we click about Marquette? Let's see here. How about... Let's see. Student, right here in student demographics. Ooh, look at this. Okay. So this gives us total student population, class of 2015, percentage, class of 2015 high school rank. Geez, these guys are smart. 33% in the top 1 to 10% of their class. Ooh, diversity info. Okay, right here. Alright. Alright, look at this. So, we've got group interest, religious affiliation, resident situation, program interest, state, high school, test ranking, college enrolled, okay, blah, blah, blah. So what we want is group of interest. Now look at that. Okay, ethnic minority students. Well, that's nice to know. The last 5 years or so has been a 15% in 2007, and now it's up to 21 as of last year. Now, first generation students, 22%, and it's fallen off a little bit. Interesting. And now also, I've got a religious affiliation here. So it's mainly predominantly Catholic. That's pretty assuming since Marquette is a Catholic school. But look at that. Other Christian religion, it's 19% in 2011. And then other world religion, 3%. That's not that good. And then non-indicated information about their religion is 13% in 2011. So at least Marquette gives us some sort of numbers towards their diversity, but you know, this is just the numbers looking at itself. So, what have we learned? We've heard some insight from my friends about their thoughts on diversity. We've seen what a candidate for MUSG has to say about diversity, and we've seen what Marquette releases as their diversity statistics. Personally, I don't think that Marquette is diverse. Like Mike said, we make an effort to make it more diverse, but as I've witnessed throughout my life, the more minorities you bring into a community, as the diversity may increase, those minorities will still tend to congregate within themselves. So, I hope this video has been informative to you. I'll see you guys in class.